Hey, what's up? Welcome to another weekly radio broadcast at Music 98.1. Today we're talking about what appears to be the greatest lyrically written song of all time. Of course, this is my opinion, and my opinion only. This song is none other than Desolation Row by Bob Dylan. Some brief history about this artist. Bob Dylan is an American songwriter and musician from Duluth, Minnesota. He is recognized by Rolling Stone magazine as the second greatest artist of all time, as well as receiving multiple awards for his albums and individual songs, standing as anthems of freedom in the US. Some of his most known and critically acclaimed songs are Like a Rolling Stone, Blowin' in the Wind, and Knockin' on Heaven's Door. Yes, Bob Dylan wrote and performed the best version of this song. Sorry, Guns N' Roses. Dylan's most acclaimed album, Highway 61 Revisited, is currently number 4 on Rolling Stone's magazine Top 500 albums, right behind Revolver, Pet Sounds, and Sgt. Pepper. Although most audiences suggest his best song is Like a Rolling Stone due to the impact it had once it came out, I disagree on this being the greatest ever written. The end song to Highway 61 Revisited, Desolation Row, does overshadow lyrically. Let's take a look at some highlights from the first verse, shall we?
And the riot squad, they're restless. They need somewhere to go. As Lady and I look out tonight from Desolation Row.
As we can see here, these lyrics suggest about this place called Desolation Row. Bob Dylan claims this is somewhere in Mexico, but no one is sure about that. This such place called Desolation Row is a metaphor to somewhere people want to go to. In here, they will find success and glory, just know it's not enough for them. The phrase, Riot Squad, they're restless, they need somewhere to go, stands about how all sorts of people who want to do something different for themselves and free themselves from society go to this Desolation Row to find all of these glories. The further verses are what suggests the meaning of the song, telling stories about how this Desolation Row is the lookout for everybody and how it has affected them. But some of the other verses suggest other points of view of this Desolation Row. In this verse, Dylan is talking about all the punishments made for going to this mysterious place. The entire verse is written metaphorically, standing for how society rejects change and people who influence it, punishing these with non-acceptance. It's interesting because change used to be much more visible in the 60s, as everything was started to become what is today, when compared to today's change, which pretty much nothing is new at all. I wonder what Bob Dylan thinks about today's changeless society. Now we move into the most impacting verse of the song, verse 9. In this verse, Dylan talks about the Titanic in a very metaphorical way. People getting into the Titanic, many arguments, events happening, and other activities. As Dylan says, and no one has to think too much about Desolation Row. This line is extremely powerful, addressing how people are so distracted with the accommodations in the Titanic that they don't want to think about the future, as well as because the Titanic sank, many of these people don't have to think about reaching Desolation Row and think more about surviving. Right after this segment comes a harmonica solo, which people question. I believe this harmonica solo stands for how the Titanic was sinking, expressing people's feelings with small, repetitive segments, which later inspired classic rock solos such as Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd. This harmonica solo really expresses the feeling of being trapped somewhere with no escape, in which the Titanic had started getting a metaphorical meaning. In the end, the lyrics mention that this one character doesn't want any letters unless they're sent from Desolation Row. This means that one of the characters shown in the song was able to overcome all these tragic moments, both physical and psychological, in order to reach such place and reach such popularity and everything he needed. Of course, at no point does Dylan say the letter was sent, but there are predictions. Bob Dylan's Desolation Row is an extremely complex and captivating song, containing some of the best poetical lines ever written. telling a story of many people in search of this place called Desolation Row. The way they created huge amounts of damage to them, and once they they were able to reach that place, they realized that they don't feel satisfied and look for more. This song has impacted me, telling me that sometimes humans are too greedy, and having it all won't be enough, not even close to complete satisfaction, being exactly what this masterpiece is about. If you have 10 minutes of free time, lay back, relax, and listen to this incredible song. You simply won't regret it. Now, we ask you, what is your favorite song of all time? Comment it on Facebook or Twitter now. First 100 comments get a free download of Desolation Row. Stay tuned for next week's show, in which we will talk about the greatest albums of all time. First to guess will win a free copy. Comment below. This has been a music production. Now it's time for a commercial break.